Hey guys, so I'm going to be talking to you guys about the different kinds of steroids and the positive and negative effects they can have on your body, and basically what different steroids can be prescribed for and kind of why they would be prescribed for it. So there are three different types: anabolic designer, and glucocorticoid and fludrocortisone. And I'm sure whenever you guys think of steroids, you think of this big guy at the gym, or you think of an athlete caught in a scandal. Like some examples are John Jones and Brock Lesnar, who are UFC fighters, who always seem to be caught in steroid scandals because that's what they use. And so the first kind of steroid I'll be talking about is the anabolic and designer. And basically, anabolic and designer steroids are synthetic versions of testosterone. And we all know testosterone affects the body in two different ways. One way is muscle growth and strength, and the other way is male traits such as deepening the voice and facial hair. Some risks that anabolic and designer steroids can take are gynecomastia, oily skin, high blood pressure, heart disease, and liver disease. And the reason for gynecomastia is an imbalance of hormones. So if you take an anabolic or designer steroid, you're gonna shift your hormone balance to where you have more testosterone than you have everything else. So that's why you'll have gynecomastia. And the oily skin is caused by overproduction of sebum, which is in your sebaceous glands. That's why a lot of people who go through puberty have a lot of acne, because the testosterone that's being pumped through them through puberty, they get a lot of acne because of overproducing their sebaceous glands. And a positive way for these steroids to be prescribed is if a teenager is going through puberty, or cannot go through puberty, then you can give them an anabolic or designer steroid, and it can help stimulate puberty for that person. And the second type of steroid is a glucocorticoid, which is basically a naturally occurring steroid in your body anyway. And it's mainly prescribed for people with deficiencies. So glucocorticoids are for stopping inflammation, and they're also taken for immune disorders, such as like MSRA, which is rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, and they can also be taken for diabetes. But risks can increase your blood sugar. They can also, which can lead to diabetes. It can also have gastritis and ulcers in your stomach, which is bad, and it can increase your cholesterol and triglyceride levels. And it can also lead to delayed wound healing in people. That's why sometimes whenever you see someone with diabetes, they have a lot of scars that just didn't heal right, unfortunately. And the last type we're going to be talking about is fludrocortisone. And that's basically a man-made form of the glucocorticoid steroid, and it's used to treat adrenal diseases. It can help with hypotension, adrenal syndrome, and adrenal insufficiency. Side effects from this can include high blood pressure and pneumonia. It can also slow down acne healing. So that's why if you see some people who have like acne scars right here, they could be suffering from, or they could need a fludrocortisone. The reason for some of these is fludrocortisone is a steroid that prevents the body from releasing chemicals. So although it releases chemicals to prevent inflammation, it can also capture itself and make the steroid not work. Unfortunately, the reason for high blood pressure is that fludrocortisone helps retain salt. So it adds more salt and sodium in your liver and kidneys, which can in turn lead to the high blood pressure. And in conclusion, steroids can have many different effects on the body. Different steroids can be prescribed for different things, like if a teenager was going through, or a kitten go through puberty, you would prescribe an anabolic, if someone has diabetes, you would prescribe a glucoceratinoid. And if someone has if someone has an adrenal disease like Addison's, you would prescribe them a fludrocortisone. So they all have different side effects, and they all have different reasons to be prescribed. And that's it. Thank you guys for listening to my talk about steroids.